Oh, fuck. I don't have an intro for right now. I'm 19 now. That's pretty cool. You kids like object shows? Now, I think you guys already know this, but I like object shows, even though I've already made like 2 videos on them. It's a nice little subgenre on the internet. It's been around for like 15 fucking years. Within those 15 years, a lot of object shows have come and gone. Mainly what I mean by that is that a lot of them got cancelled, mainly by like 5 episodes.
Well, was it a pretty well-known practice? Shows nowadays kind of don't have that issue, at least not as much anymore.
Although thanks to a lot of shows getting cancelled by like the first 5, 4, 3, or even 2 episodes, there was a very few amount of object shows that actually got to see its finale. Hell, it was rare for a show to even get a second season. When that show finally hits that second season, it honestly feels nice. It's nice where they can go for some characters. Doesn't mean they can't get cancelled though. Yeah, just because you reach the second season doesn't mean cancellation's immune from you, even though it's kind of a rarity for a lot of object shows. I hope that they're mostly pretty forgotten. Yes, if you couldn't tell, this is probably gonna be a very short video. Well, I will mention some because I have a video planned for them. Already did a video on, not really interested to talk about it. Whatever the hell Object Cringe is, I mean, I like that show. I have no idea why the lore of it's like the fucking SMT timeline. I just want to mention SMT because fuck you. Anyways, let's look at this very weird timeline of Object Show Season 2s that just got forgotten, I guess. First up is Object Mayhem Season 2, which came out in 2019. Well, its first season just ended prematurely. But I can also tell you this, it's certainly kind of worse than the first season. Not that Object Mayhem was his masterpiece, I like the first season for what it is, but I always found season 2 just not really interesting. I also think the reason the season 2 started so prematurely, and before the show can actually, well, finish, was because they got sued, and they got sued so hard they had to reset the entire fucking show. Also, hope you like Dice, Cupcake, or Burrito, because guess what, we get a bunch of new guys that just aren't interesting. We get Pizza, who is dumb. Football, the generic mean character. Dr. Lemon from Anime and Find Out, and he's Dr. Lemon from Anime and Find Out, is the only one of the interesting new guys we got here. Clover, who is Irish, and also has the worst attempt of an Irish accent ever.
Sorry, you fine thing. Sorry, excuse my manners. How are you? Why didn't you say so? I just said I too.
Perfume, who just exists. And Cactus, who wants ice cream to touch him.
Hey, can you touch me?
And then there's Pot and Biscuit, who are just fucking non-existent throughout this entire show. As for the original cast, they were just as fine as they were in the first season, which is not a good sign when the new guys are just fucking bland. I know a lot of them appeared in season 1 as more side characters, but there was a reason why they were side characters. I'm also not a big fan of what they do with Gun. Throughout the first season, he was very heavily built up, but here he's just a goody two-shoes. Completely out of nowhere. The show ends on a part 1 too, so we're never seeing part 2 ever. I think overall my least favorite part about this season was just how forgettable it was. Not to help by the fact the new guys were just not as interesting as the old characters. And the complete abrupt season 2 was just completely out of nowhere. Yeah, not a very good start to the video, but whatever. Next up is Super Object Battle 2. Which kind of like Object Mayhem, except the difference here is that the original host died from fucking Ebola. Which I guess, yeah, it's a bit of a funnier excuse to why a season 2 happened, but yeah. Anyways, Super Object Battle 2 is a pretty short season. With it only having 2 episodes, you can quite literally beat it for like under 10 minutes. But I like the animation when it's not changing styles every like 2 seconds. It's also kind of charming for someone with being pretty funny. I'm also not sure when I'm gonna put this because I want to mention it, but by near the first episode, 3 characters had won the first challenge. Hot Sauce, Disky, and Bucket. And Hot Sauce, for no fucking reason, put Disky and Bucket up for elimination, and he somehow got away for it. He didn't do it for any benefit, he just did it for the fucking love of the game. Out of the 2 episodes the second season does have, I would say the second one was better. Just because of the fact it was funnier.
Look at mine! Seriously? That is a painting of a fossil. No, it's not. It's called modern art. My god, why is everyone in the show so stupid?
Now, after this point, you might have noticed something. A lot of the characters look similar to a certain kind of object show. say. Have you ever watched Object Lockdown?
How rude, Teapot.
Yeah, it's coming to none of the shock, they're both made by the same person, Wugalo. A lot of the characters that were in Super Object Battle 1 and 2 thrown into Object Lockdown, and also Object Lockout for like the 5 people that remember that one. Kinda do think it's interesting to see where these guys got their start from. I'm kinda glad the second season was actually a little entertaining. Again, you can beat it out under 10 minutes, so yeah, decent watch. Hey, raise a hand if any of you knew Challenge to Win had a second season. None of you? Yeah. Okay, I want everyone to stop watching this video and watch Challenge to Win. It is probably the fucking funniest older object show I've ever seen. Not simply by the characters, they were genuinely some of the most memorable characters out there, including my goat Red Spider, which is an immediate sign of why I did not like the second season. Mainly that none of the characters there were remotely interesting. It's kind of a problem for this season because it just has exclusively new characters, which I kind of feel like it's kind of the first ever object show to have exclusively new characters for a second season. That was until the Daily Object Show came around. It's kind of a problem from the show. Like I said, the first season had a lot of memorable characters. And two, I think what's great about the second season of an object show is that when a character really hasn't done much in the first season or got out so early, the second season can come around and give them a second chance. I don't think characters like Needle or Baseball wouldn't be as beloved as they are now. They didn't appear in season 2. And also, like I said, a lot of the newer characters are just not interesting or just boring. You do get an established personality by Battery, who was cocky, and that's it. It also not helping with the fact that the rest of the episode is just a long game of volleyball. I hope you find volleyball fun. The only thing I liked about this episode, or this season in general, was Blue Planet. He really has not lost a snap one bit, and I really like his more 3D design. Also, I find it funny the reason he's starting a season 2 was because he's fucking broke. Yeah, this is not a really good season. I'm aware it's not really fair because the show only had one episode, but Joe Mama. Okay, I know you guys are gonna say this technically doesn't count, but it has a 2 in its name. Why wouldn't I cover it? BFDI 2 was made by a creator who hasn't appeared on the internet for like a decade now. And as a show, it's, not good.
This device, can you build it? Duh.
Wait, no.
Yeah, that's the feeling.
Wow. Don't you think it's hot?
As part of OSC history, it's very interesting. Keep in mind, this show came out in 2013, BFB came out in 2017. It was very interesting to see these recommended characters that never came to the first 2 seasons were more adapted, like for example Grassy, Barfbag, Cake, and Basketball. And them being way more different to the characters we know them as today. Like, Naily was a bit of an asshole, Barfbag was fat, Cake loved eating food, Grassy not being more of a child, and Fanny, well, she was perfect since the beginning. Overall, yeah, BFDI 2 as a show isn't really that good, and I kind of just wanted to mention it because, you know, BFB and all. I do think it's a very interesting show in the OSC's history. Kind of recommend checking it out if you're ever curious. Sleaze Object Tooniverse, made by the guy who voices 2. And, you know, there's something I want to bring up for no reason. I remember a decade ago watching this top 10 list of the best object shows ever made. It was made by the same guy who made Object to See. And this show was placed at number 1. And after watching this show, yeah, no, this guy really needed higher standards. This one was easily the worst one here. Let's start by bringing up the original, because I think the first season is such a genuinely interesting phenomenon. Like, it's charming as far as old object show standards go. It's also kinda fucking insane. Like, the character Ice Cream has, like, the most fucking comedically depressing backstory, like, ever. Fido and Lego from Object Mayhem just are in the show, as well as Suitcase and Apple from Inanimate Insanity. Like, Apple and Lego are both contestants in this show, by the way. All the contestants fucking die. Only 3 people come back along with 3 newbies, which, okay, that's pretty bullshit. And the winner of the season, Map, fucking dies, and it's given to Ice Cream. Yeah, this show is fucking insane. That was a pretty weird season, but it was enjoyable. Second season, on the other hand, yeah, no, it's not very good. I'm not really a big fan of the animation. A lot of the characters just stand there and, well, talk sometimes, except for episode 5 where they actually have some kind of movement. But fine, not every object show back then was super high quality. Oh, while I can give that a pass, I cannot give that a pass to any of the characters. First off, the returning cast is just really a lot of the debuters, not the original cast that's been there since the first episode, which is a shame because I found them all really annoying. And then there's Icicle, who is just there, and the new guys, all except for one, are also just as annoying, like Rubik's Cube, who's the guy who tries to act smart, Butter, who is just annoying, and then the Mario hats. One is just Luigi, and one of them is just Mario but an asshole.
Top 10 reasons why Mario should not be considered a hero.
The only one, and I mean the only character here that wasn't on my nerves, was Kite from Object Overload. And this poor dude, he has to be stuck with all these jackasses. To mention a host that really fucking hates him for some reason. So basically, Kite is just stuck on Twitter. So yeah, Object Tooniverse, obviously extremely ass. Might be up there for one of my least favorite Object shows ever, but that's really pushing it. I always look at a bunch of older Object shows that reached their season 2, but got cancelled in it. I think it's a very under-talked about thing about Object shows, especially when a lot of them got cancelled so early on. So it's honestly interesting to see a lot of shows reach its second season. Doesn't automatically make them better though, sometimes they're just worse than the originals. What we saw of Object Tooniverse and Object Mayhem 2. When they're enjoyable and actually pretty decent, can become good, sometimes even better than their first seasons. It's honestly a shame how rare Object shows ever actually managed to finish. I don't know how I'm gonna end this, but Jane Dawson.
Where you at, pepperonis?
Shut up, Megatron.